Wait.
We're
Tulsi.
going live. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Dancing Goats and Angry Clouds show. My name is Goat, and with me today we have Cheese, Scald, and the Angry Cloud. Our topic of discussion today will be, of course, Loki.
Woo!
Yes. As prevalent as he has been in our live streams to date, it is only a wonder that we have not actually done a show on Loki himself and devoted an entire show to him. So therefore, that is what we are going to do. We are going to devote today's show entirely to Loki. And the very first thing that I wish for us to discuss is the fact that everybody is apparently making a big deal of the fact that Disney's Loki is bisexual. And I have to say, that saying that Loki is bisexual is definitely 100% toning him down to an extreme.
Yeah. Comparing him to Deadpool would be toning down. This is worse. Yeah. I don't know why everybody's up in arms about it.
Like, seriously, like, if you actually read the stories, if it had a pulse and a hole, Loki was in it.
Bucket.
Not necessarily.
He would need a hole.
Loki could be the hole even.
Loki could even be the hole. Alright, fuck it.
As what's the case with Swaffelfari and Loki thus giving birth to Sleipnir. Which, speaking of giving birth to Sleipnir, I have to mention that the show Ragnarok on Netflix did make a mistake. They had Allowance's character ask the teacher about Loki giving birth to Jormungandr. And as far as I'm aware, I have not read anything at all about Loki giving birth to Jormungandr or the Fenris Wolf or Hel. The only being that I have specifically seen Loki as being mentioned as being the mother of was Sleipnir.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a regular father.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else, he was the dad, but with Sleipnir, no, he's mom.
He's mama.
He's mama.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I actually have a question. So when he gave birth to Sleipnir, was he in horse form or human form?
Definitely horse form. He stayed a married whole 9 months.
Yeah, because like, think about it. Like when he became when he went into human form after that,
that would not work.
Wouldn't Sleipnir be confused? I mean after he gave birth to Sleipnir. Wouldn't Sleipnir be a little confused? Like, wait a minute, what just happened?
I mean, when you look and you see your brother's a wolf and a snake, I mean...
You kind of accept it.
Oh, and another sister's a half-dead corpse who's beautiful. Half beautiful, half corpse.
Yep. I think at that point, he turned around and be like, ah, yes, a normal human-shaped woman. That's what birthed me.
And then she turned... Oh, shit.
And then she turned and became God, Loki. And you're like, oh, fuck, what's going on?
Yeah, okay, let's talk about a dysfunctional family then.
Yeah, I
imagine no sibling argument. Like, Hel is over there in the corner, just like, the fuck is wrong with you guys? Sleipnir's trying to eat. Oh yeah, is getting pummeled by friggin' Fenrir. Jormungandr's just like, I'm just trying to see who wins it.
No, Hel would be the eldest daughter who went off to college and then just never came home.
No.
Did her own thing.
Hel is the older sister who's conniving enough to look at her brothers fighting and be like, how can I make money off this? How can I make this?
She would. I'd have to agree she would. She'd probably be taking bets from everyone.
I mean, she's got a successful business already, you know?
Yeah, but a girl can never have too many
to get in.
Pots.
I mean, people are knocking on death's door every day, you know? It's hardly like she's lacking on business.
Oh, yeah.
But still, how can you not make money off the clear ridiculousness of your brothers? The entirety of your family.
Oh, and hello, Hardarika. How are you?
Hi, Bonnie.
Oh, hi.
Hi, buddy.
Eater of the food's food.
Food. But
Food.
try and return back to the original idea. Yeah, I don't get the hype. It's cool. Fun. I expected pansexual pansexual, multi-gendered, whatever. It's like he's Loki.
Non-binary pansexual.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. You
And
can't define his sexuality. He'll fuck anything. He'll fuck the human and or other animal version of himself. If he could.
If he can certainly
I'm
figure out.
going to say right now that Disney's Loki definitely wants to bang the female version of himself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I would.
Haven't seen the show, don't know.
I haven't watched it yet either. I've just been seeing a lot of hullabaloo about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only thing I've really seen was the whole trademarking.
Oh, well, what? Loki?
Yeah.
Okay, so what they're specifically trademarking is their version of Loki. They're not actually trademarking the god.
Correct.
Just
public domain.
Just Marvel's Loki. They're trademarking his look in the comic books and movies. They're trademarking like certain phrases, I guess, that he says commonly throughout comics and movies. And
I've been falling.
Like the color scheme of his outfit, basically, they're trademarking.
Yeah.
I would copyright that.
But I don't think we need to worry
in
about
order for you to copyright, you need to know how to read.
using Loki.
Fuck you. I can read. Look. Cheese has a book. Cheese has a book.
Oh, yeah,
what
the
it
cheese.
says?
See?
Oh, yeah, also
Does it have words in it?
Last week.
Look.
How many pictures?
Jeez, it's just bright white. That's all we can see.
We
There's
can't
no
see words.
Yeah.
It's the scroll from Kung Fu Panda. In it, I will see myself.
There's no words. It's just blank white paper.
No.
Yeah.
Lies. Wait, there's pictures too.
So it's a picture book.
Nope.
Yeah,
wait.
Oh, there are pictures. Okay, I saw the pictures.
Like, yep.
Yep, there you go.
And then look, words. Jeez, can read.
Oh, now we see the words.
Now you can see the words.
Oh, yeah, now we can see the words.
But at a distance, it's just a white, like off-white.
Cheese has the sun in her room.
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
I do too.
Ooh. Oh, jeez.
Oh, cheese.
I got overtaken. Shut up. I got overtaken there for a second. that bitch should not have gone for as long as it did. Yeah. Let's talk about Loki.
On Loki, interesting thing I learned about literally in the last hour. I don't know if any of you ever heard of it. The Snapton Stone.
I have not.
I've read briefly about that.
I'm going to highly recommend you go ahead and Google this and pull up an image of it. It's believed to be the only found historical image, like from outside of artwork, that is of Loki. It was a shield for somebody working a forge's bellows. That way you could be protected from the heat. Hearthstone, yeah. That way you could be protected from the heat and whatnot. And it's believed to be Loki specifically because of the fact that its mouth is sewn shut.
Oh, wait a minute. I've seen that. I've seen that.
You see it? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I have seen that. I was using that when I was doing some, reading around.
Nice mustache, too.
Yeah, right. Look at that mustache.
Yeah, look at that mustache. It's like friggin' fabulous.
Oh,
I remember when I was reading into that, I was going through like a little bit of rune work, and I was trying to understand. I believe it was probably Kanaz, and they kept mentioning how Kanaz was associated with Loki, whether or not you go for that, and blacksmiths would carve Loki's face into some of their tools, because Loki was connected with fire. You would connect him possibly to the forge and to blacksmithing, especially.
I'm going to make a point on that. It's not the blacksmithing that Loki is associated with.
No, it's the fire.
Yes, the fire.
It's not the fire that Loki is associated with either. That is a common misconception from the mistranslation of his name because it is similar to the Old Norse word Logi, which means fire.
Correct.
Now, Loki has nothing to do with fire. The closest he can come to having anything to do with being fire is he can be said to be the air that feeds and fuels the fire.
Much like how he kind of feeds and fuels chaos.
He's not the god of the fire. He just stokes it.
Right, kind of like how he stokes chaos.
Chaos.
Right? That hearthstone is the hole in that hearthstone where Loki's mouth is where a nozzle for a bellows would go through. Mm-hmm. And a bellows is basically an accordion that's kind of just like designed to push air, right? And it blows air into the fire and feeds the fire so it burns hotter. All right. That is the closest association that Loki has to fire, not the fire itself. The reason, though, that Loki would be carved into like crafting tools and stuff is because Loki is essentially the master crafter of the gods. He is an inventor. He created many different things.
The net.
Like he created the fishing net for one. It's like
the concept of sarcasm.
He also had Thor dressed up as a woman.
He invented drag.
He invented drag. Yep. Gotta stand up for a queen.
Literally, like all the gods know, Loki can shapeshift. Why did Loki and Heimdall say to Thor that he should dress up as a woman to get Mjolnir back when they just could have set Loki in there?
Because that wouldn't be as funny.
Because it wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
There is nothing funnier than watching Loki try and as quickly as possible figure out the least bullshit excuse as to why this angry, large, strong, Freya-looking woman supposedly is hungering down all his food and looking like she wants to murder him. And
chugging more mead than a party.
And chugging more mead than a couple of parties. There's
honestly,
nothing funnier than that.
That whole story, my best way to recommend looking at it is think of it like a D&D session.
It's 100% a D&D session.
It's that is a chaotic ass D&D session right there. And the DM is just like, keep rolling nat 20s.
So what you're saying is our normal session?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because even what I've noticed, anytime we get so chaotic, like we always get awesome rolls, but anytime we try to take it seriously, all our rolls are shit.
Roll one, yep.
Because Loki controls this campaign.
Yeah.
Oh,
which Loki controlled that scene too. I mean, yes, there's a reason why he couldn't have been Freya and Thor accompanied him as himself.
I mean, Loki did go in the guise of a woman. Like he had shapeshifted himself into a woman.
Yes.
Pretend to be Freya's handmaiden when they went. But
not Freya. Yeah.
He could have made himself look like Freya.
But that wouldn't be a very memorable story.
It wouldn't really be as funny.
Memorable. It would not be funny, and it would not give us a reason to think about a big, bulky, burly, red-bearded man wearing a wedding dress and veil. Right? Like you have to think his beard had to be hanging out from under that veil. What were these giants thinking about this flaming red beard on Freya?
They probably thought it was like dwarves. No, men,
probably.
Women,
oh man, where's Odemir? Where's Odemir now?
Yeah, right? I will say this: I did actually learn a new story today about Loki. I was doing a whole thing, and I looked into. I pulled out this book, which I recently just got. I'm holding it upside down.
It's the problems when you can't read.
Shut the. Real trees can read. I'm just high right now.
Look, I'm smart. I know what I'm talking about. You're holding it upside down. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, man. Okay, but it doesn't have a lot on Loki, I'm not gonna lie. Beyond like the very popular stories that you already know Loki's been a part of, there's not much really seen. Except for this one story that I keep thinking about. And forgive me if I say this wrong, because, man, my accents are bad. Skidimson? Skidimson. I'm saying that wrong.
Probably.
Here, spell it out for us.
Skrimsli. Skirmsilly? Skirmsilly. Skirmsilly.
I don't know. My
What
accents are terrible too, as you guys know. So I'm not going to judge there.
So, guys,
Yeah.
this book right here has an entire chapter dedicated to Loki.
Okay, whatever the book is, all I saw was Epic Norse. I don't know what the rest of the title is.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
The Epic Tales is the company, and it's Norse myths and tales. This
Okay.
is actually,
Oh.
I'm going to let you guys know that ahead of time. This book is actually going to be the one that we give away for the 1-year anniversary of the Raven's Eye. So, yeah, sneak peek on that, guys. But that book has got a lot of information on it. It's a
That'd be helpful.
really good reference. But
I don't
real
think.
quick,
Yeah.
there is a story that I want to bring up real quick, because something that we always end up inevitably talking about is the theory about Loki, Hymir, and Odin being brothers, and theory that Hymir is Heimdall. And there's one specific tale, one specific saga that makes me believe that, and it's called the Loka Talter. It's a Faroese tale, and essentially, in this tale, a farmer loses a bet to a giant named Skrimir, and the giant demands the farmer's son as payment. So the farmer asks Odin and then Hymir and finally Loki for assistance. Odin has a field of grain that grows up overnight to conceal the boy, as one grain of just one little grain in the whole field. Okay, it's hidden inside the field.
Needle in a haystack, so to speak.
When the giant's hand brushes against the grain that is disguised as the boy, well, the boy that's disguised as the grain, Odin calls him to him, gives him back to his parents, and considers his task fulfilled and leaves.
This was
Hymir then causes some swans to start making noise, and he turns the boy into a feather in the middle of one of the swans' heads. The giant then starts like ripping heads off of the swans. So Hymir calls him back, gives him back to his parents, and considers his work done. Then Loki, when it comes to Loki's turn, he has the farmer build a boathouse and put an iron stake inside of it. Okay, just like fix it inside it, and then he goes out to the beach, rows out to the sea, casts a weighted hook to the bottom, and catches a giant flounder. For those of you who don't know what a flounder is, it's basically a giant flat fish that
It's
has
delicious.
both eyes on one side of its body. Okay.
It's very good when you fry it.
Yeah, a little bit of soy sauce, garlic.
You know what halibut looks like? There's
Butter.
basically the same thing. So Loki then proceeds to hide the boy as one of the flounder's eggs. All right, he hides the boy in the fish's roe, and the giant apparently had been sitting and waiting at the beach, just waiting for Loki to return. All right, and then they go out and they fish together, Loki and the giant. Giant catches 3 flounder, and when Loki notices that the third one is black, he asks the giant for the fish. Giant refuses, begins to count the row, thinking that he's going to find the boy in one grain. And as that little grain is squeezing in the giant's hand, Loki calls him to him and sits him behind him so that the giant can't see him when they return to shore. And then when he gets there, to jump onto the beach so lightly that he does not make a mark in the sand. So the giant starts pulling the boat onto the land. The boy jumps out and is standing before him. Giant pursues him but sinks in the sand up to his knees. The boy starts to run. The giant starts to go after him and follows him into the boathouse. All right? And there, the giant, he gets stuck in the opening, okay? And the iron stake that was affixed to the opening of the boathouse goes through the giant's head. All right. Loki cuts off one of the giant's legs, and it grows together at once. He cuts off the other, throwing sticks and stones into the gap, and this time the leg doesn't grow back together. All right, so Loki takes the boy to his parents, says that he's done the job, and that the giant is dead. All right. Now, I'm not entirely sure if Loki actually killed the giant, but basically, where Odin and Heinir just kind of hit the boy for a bit and then gave him back to the parents as soon as the giant was close to finding him, Loki actually took the time to try and stop the giant, to prevent the giant from being able to go back after the boy. And I think that story right there really does show a side of Loki that a lot of people don't think about. Right? And this is like a story where Loki isn't the bad guy. He's not being a trickster. He's not harming people. Loki's the good guy. He's acting as a benevolent god in this story. And unfortunately, we just don't have
pretty low key.
very many stories that are like that.
No, we don't. Ironically, you said you were reading. You found this out like what, an hour ago?
No. This is actually a story that I had read a long time ago. I just had to look it back up on Wikipedia so that I could give a better explanation of it.
Ironically,
About an
hour ago, I was reading this book as part of my talk with Loki, and that was the first time I had actually read that story here. That was the story I was trying to bring up, actually. I just can't pronounce giants' names right, so I thought.
So, all right. The that particular tale comes from the Faroese Islands. All right. The Faroese had Loki as a much more prominent figure in the pantheon than many of the other Norse cultures. And on top of that, they actually have more stories preserved where Odin, Loki, and Heimdall, or Heimir, are traveling together. And, a lot of people want to just look at the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda and think that that's all that we have about these gods, but that's not true. I mean, we have the sagas of the Greenlanders, we have the Vinland sagas, we have the sagas of the Icelanders, we have the Faroese sagas, we have sagas from Denmark, from the Netherlands, we have sagas from Britannia, from the Poles, from the Baltic regions like Finland and Latvia and Estonia. We have Slavic tales that also give us more information. Why don't we look at all these other sources instead of only looking at these sagas and eddas that came from a medieval monk in Iceland? Sorry, but there's more information out there, guys.
There really is. It's just that people don't want to acknowledge it.
that story about Loki being a benevolent god for that boy is a prime example of why we have to look beyond just the poetic Edda and the prose Edda in order to learn about our gods and to learn about how our gods were venerated or honored, what we talked about back in 1,000 years ago in the pre-Christian times. For all we know, Loki could have been a lot more of a prominent figure, but the fact that we don't have place names for Loki, that we don't have a lot of surviving texts describing any sort of Loki worship, doesn't mean that he didn't have a cult of followers, that he didn't have his own priesthood. And honestly, I feel that if Loki did have his own cult in pre-Christian times, he would likely have been one of those mystery traditions in which they didn't share the information about their ritual practice with outsiders. You had to be a member of the cult in order for you to learn what they do, what they believe. So honestly, like I said, I think that that's going to be the far more likely scenario if there really was a cult of Loki in pre-Christian times. Sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent there.
No.
Oh no, you're good, bro.
It's good. It's something to think about.
Thinking about the other cultures, related cultures, sagas, something of like, oh yeah, I vaguely knew those people existed and were involved in the appropriate era, but I forgot that they have that thing called writing too.
Yeah.
Especially considering after the Christian conversion in a lot of the Netherlands, one of the things that can become hard to do and handle is what happens to all your records when someone else takes over. And the idea that likely seeing Loki as the Satan figure or, equivalent, seeing possibly, any worshippers that would have been of him would have immediately not been handled well.
Yeah.
They would have likely discouraged, they would have burned anything that would have involved what they thought was the worship of a Satan figure.
I mean, even for the more traditionally thought of as good gods, their idols were still smashed. So, let alone the quote unquote devil.
Loki was not the devil.
You see this quote, right? You see that? I'm talking about from a Christian's perspective.
Yeah.
He's the analog.
Not believe.
He wouldn't have even necessarily offended the equivalent of Satan. But they definitely wouldn't have liked him because he promoted things that they were absolutely against, like homosexuality.
I'm going from the perspective of somebody in 1000 AD as a Catholic.
Homosexuality was not a bad thing. It was not something to be ashamed of in pre-Christian times. In fact, it was perfectly normal. Men would brag about how many other men they had sex with. Okay, so if anybody tells you that the Vikings were homophobes and hated homosexuality, they are straight up ignorant of the truth. In actuality, the only thing that was considered shameful, and I'm giving severe air quotes here on this, was when you were the bottom, when you were the receiving partner of the sex, when you were not the giver. If you were the receiver, then it was considered a slight against your masculinity. However, it was still considered perfectly masculine to be gay.
Honey.
They didn't really have much of a concept of gay or straight. It was just, hey, I want to have sex with you. Okay.
Well, feels nice.
It's more intricate than just, hey, let's go have sex. But they didn't really
Bjorn, hey Bjorn, how would you like my warhammer?
I'd be like, "I sounds fantastic."
No matter what, you can't get away from the fact that homosexuality has always existed.
Yes, it always had. Hell, even look at the Greeks.
I mean, especially the Greeks, they're the gayest culture in history.
They had a whole island
the gayest culture in history. Right? It was part of like Spartans' training before they could become a full Spartan warrior that they had to have sex with an older Spartan warrior.
Yeah.
For the sacred
So-
band of thieves.
The Greek had a whole island called Lesbos, which is where we get the word lesbian today.
All hail Lesbos. That bitch was the thirstiest.
If there is a lesbian god amongst the Aesir, I'm gonna say it's probably Air.
Why?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, explain this one. Oh wait, or did I hear it wrong?
Air, the goddess of healing and medicine.
Yeah, no, not the initial thing I thought of. Not really.
Yeah, I honestly like the little bit of work that I've done with her. I've gotten the feeling that like if any of the goddesses are a lesbian, it's probably her. I can't say that she is, but I have a feeling that she might be.
Nah, I mean, they could all equally be, but if there was ever one to be more of like a sphere of influence, and yeah, it's stereotypical, but the idea would be 100% it's Freya.
Yep, I was gonna say I wouldn't say probably any outright lesbian guys, but I can see a few bi ones, namely Freya.
Yeah, like if Freya wouldn't be Freya in real life.
Freya
Yeah,
and
because
Frey will both
Loki
have sex with anyone and anything. They
Thing
are
is,
kind of
in
like
Loki
Loki in that. And they
in
both have had
Loki-sana-
sex with Loki, so yeah.
Yeah, so in Lokasana, one of the insults that Loki throws at Freya was, Freya, you have bedded with most of the Aesir in this hall.
Yeah, and he also called her out for sleeping with Odin's brothers, aka himself and Heimdall.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
So
so it's like, and she did not even argue back. She was just like,
like yeah, that's literally the whole
because it
point.
was true. The thing is that what everyone wants to say that Loki was insulting them. That's not what was happening. Okay, there is a thing in Old Norse culture called flyting. It's
Yeah.
a ritualistic insult.
It's a rap battle.
Right? It's a you
Rap
go back and
battle.
forth with insults, and it's basically the Lokasena is Loki performing a flyting during that feast and just roasting everybody.
oh yeah,
Thor is the one that got a little bit of a sour ass to himself and took it a little too seriously.
Well, because Thor don't play games. I mean, the other guys even like, hey, Thor's gonna show up and kick your ass. They told
Yeah.
him.
Except I'm pretty sure that Thor and Loki are a lot better friends than most people want to say. I think
Don't call him
I honestly
frenemies.
feel like Disney has gotten that little bit of the relationship between Thor and Loki fairly accurate. I mean, they're travel companions quite often. They get along. They have good times together. They go on adventures together, and it's not like they're fighting all the time. In Lokasena, though, Thor had just gotten back from killing giants. He's probably still riding an adrenaline high.
oh
And,
yeah,
so-
he was definitely still amped up, you know.
Yeah, him getting all amped up and going after Loki is probably something that he should expect when he just literally came back from killing giants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
I'm
But-
hungry. I'll be right back.
With the Lokasena, with Loki insulting all of the gods and goddesses, he didn't say anything that wasn't true. Everything he said was perfectly true.
Probably
And
some
that's
of
one-
it.
That's one of the reasons that Thor got pissed off, is because Loki literally was calling everyone out on their shit.
oh yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it if some of the stuff was embellished. You know, it's not 100% accurate. It's not exactly a lie, though.
I brought chips and dip, bro.
oh yeah, you got the munchies.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think that Loki wasn't embellishing or like changing things up in Loki Center. I think he literally was just speaking truth, not embellishing, not using shades of gray. I think he was literally just calling it as it was. Freya was a whore. So was Frey. They fucked each other. It's okay. It happened. It was a different time.
Exactly.
All right. I do want to touch on one subject, even though this is a stream on Loki. It does have to do with Loki. I was watching some videos the other day, and I got interested in the fact that Jormungandr has parallels in many, many, many cultures across the world. All right, the trope of a storm god fighting a serpent that can encircle the world, and whether it be the end of the world or the beginning of the world, that fight between a thunder/storm god and the serpent seems to happen quite a lot. So keep your eyes out, because I will be having a video coming out in the next few weeks or so once I do all my research on this. And that's going to probably end up being a multi-part series discussing the various storm gods across the world that fight the world serpent. So back to Loki real quick. Sorry, I had to get that out of the top of my head. I was about to start talking about something, and then the only thing that popped in my head was asking Loki if he likes pretty ponies.
Well, the thing is, it's all right because we're about 40 minutes in, and we've stayed on topic pretty good.
Yes, we did stay on topic pretty good this time.
Well, now you jinxed it.
We did.
You said the Q word on shift.
Hey, geez, it's pretty quiet tonight, isn't it?
What?
It's pretty quiet tonight. Isn't it? Oh yeah, that's right. She's new. She doesn't understand.
Yeah. You don't understand.
Don't ever say that it's quiet when you're at the fire station.
Yeah, don't ever say that it's quiet.
You might
the
get
thing
punched.
is, even as a volunteer, she carries her pager around. So
I do it with my cell phone now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Active 911 or I am responding.
We have like this rover app that is helpful for us getting through the entirety of the town and like all 3 of its little villages.
Yeah. So you get your dispatch through your phone?
Yeah. No, it's just, don't think I didn't understand, like this was probably a firefighter joke. Problem is, my brain is moving so slow and fast at the same time because of how high I am, that I literally could not make those 2 cells rub together and make a thought for a hot second, except Chip.
Mine was occupied by
Chip. Lay off the mugwort.
I feel fantastic.
So, also this is off topic as well, but I'm going to bring it up anyways.
See, he did it again.
Yeah, I'm bringing it. I'm taking us off topic for once.
Oh wow!
So everyone's been
over
the song "My Mother Told Me," and
Crawford's video. Oh yes.
Yeah. I learned how to sing it in Old Norse.
Ooh.
In Norse?
I know it pretty well in English. I don't know it in Old Norse. Oh,
I have a terrible memory and don't remember it either.
Great story recently, right? So, I think I might have told some of you guys over the on Discord, but you know, whatever. Whoever's watching, you get a cool story too. So my ex is back in town. We're good and whatnot. You know, I'm actually the godfather of her son. He's like 1 year old and some change now. I don't remember exactly how much. Keeps changing, of course. And both the parents have recently gone to paganism. Or technically he's in the army, so he's a heathen. But whatever.
Yeah.
and their baby is being raised in it. Right? This boy, hey, the main music he likes is, Norse pagan themed music. I kid you not. I'm driving the car. He starts losing his shit. He's crying his lungs off. His mom just whips out her phone. She whips out her phone and plays "My Mother Told Me," and then he stops crying. And he calms down, and he's all is well in the world. She goes into the store, into the Walmart to buy something for him to eat and drink to see if that'll like keep it permanent. That song ends up like finishing, and it auto played onto some country song. I don't remember which one, and he lost his shit. And I was like, well, pause, grab my phone, and go ahead and just start playing some High Lung. I think I just played one of the compilation albums of theirs. And just played that, and as long as an ad was not playing, he was happy. He is the pagan baby.
Yes, he is the pagan baby.
Pagan babies. I got a couple of pagan babies. Got 3 of them.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have any water-based middle names, so I'll give him that. It's a little different.
No, not all of our children. See, the thing is that like not all of our children can be human. Right, boy? Yep. Some of us end up with tiny dog children who still somehow show little signs of pagan. And then you have to deal with the fact that you birthed a furry.
Oh, you're a Lokian?
I feel like it now. As I watch my child get out of the bathroom. Consistently now grab sticks and then go and bring it and try to like drag me down where I've got my like outdoor altar basically. Sometimes I take him on walks and it's literally just edge of the property and then down into like a little bit of woods. And that's where I got everything all set up. And he keeps trying to bring sticks there. And when I don't let him because I know he's going to like do something during his walks in my altar, he just drops it in front of us. And I've just got a little pile of sticks. I don't know who he's offering to, but it's a little worrisome.
I mean,
hey, listen, he might be making an offering to Fenrir. Who knows?
Exactly. What if he starts getting ideas about eating my hands? He already does that.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Just don't try to bind him any. I mean, do you use leash?
I was gonna say, do leashes count?
I mean, that's kind of a binding.
Shit.
I mean, it is a restraint, right?
It would be worse too.
It could also be your dog's trying to get to Valhalla. There is evidence that dogs go to Valhalla. At least the dog of a warrior who ends up in Valhalla.
Yeah. Still.
What about cats, though? The warrior had a cat would get to Valhalla, too.
I don't know about cats specifically. I know that certain livestock did. I remember there was
I would have to say cats would have to. I mean, the Vikings took cats everywhere with them.
I mean, you don't want rats in your ship.
Yeah.
But
cats were very useful. People like cats.
Cats are abundantly useful.
I don't think cats would have gone to Valhalla, though. I think they'd have gone to Folkvanger.
Maybe some of them would have gone to Folkvanger, and some of them would have gone to Valhalla. Because what if someone went to Valhalla and they had a cat and they really wanted their cat? You think they're going to want to have to walk all the way over to Folkvanger every time they want to see their cat?
Request a transfer.
You know,
it's either they have to or it doesn't happen.
Fucking brutal, all right?
Sorry, say again, Scald?
Some fucking cats are brutal, all right? So I think they will gladly go to Valhalla.
I mean, right? Freya's hardly a pacifist.
I know, but the thing is, if you like really piss off a cat, it's gonna maul your ass.
Especially the Scandinavian cats. Those things are like 30, 40, 50 pounds. They're small dogs.
Exactly. Hey, the Python, you good?
I mean, okay, if a cat's happy sometimes, it will maul you. Had a cat like that once.
The thing is, that's called making biscuits, though.
Biscuits?
Yeah, like
Totally missed that.
when your cat is a kind of like a standing.
Oh, doing the
like,
whole like kneading thing where they're
yeah,
pushing up
like
the
kneading.
balls.
Like, yeah, making biscuits.
Like this.
Oh,
Like, just imagine a 40, 50-pound cat doing that shit.
It's a back massage potentially.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't have to imagine it. My cat weighs 25 pounds.
No, but have you ever seen like Scandinavian cats? I can't remember the breed name, but you know the
Norwegian forest cat.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah, Norwegian forest cat. They are huge.
they're huge.
They
They're
could
the size of
definitely.
us.
I
They're
could
as big as
definitely see
people.
one of them doing a massage if they're
Yeah.
needing you. Now, can you control when and where the massage is? No, or cat still. But
Neither can you decide, oh, you don't have to sit on me. Because it'll sit on you. And you're not moving. You are now a bed for as long as that Scandinavian cat decides that you're going to be a bed.
Yeah, if you own a cat, you know this. If it lays on you, you are now its bed for as long as it survives.
Yep. Now,
Until
real
it
question.
decides you're no longer comfortable anymore.
A silly question, but I want to ask anyway.
42.
Is no.
Corey, we can't
Anyway.
be messing with her right now.
But
Too easy.
are cats the only? Are cats? Cats. Dumb question, but jokingly, are cats really the only thing that Loki and Freya that they can agree on? And that's why that Freya allows him so close to her despite everything he's ever tried.
Because what, they both have cat energy, so to speak?
Yeah, because they're both like, I like cats, you like cats. How about this? We don't fight for cats. And that's then they kind of walk away from each other.
Wait, what? Sorry, I got distracted.
Sorry, are you high too?
No, I was unfortunately looking at a message that somebody sent to me on Discord, so I was distracted.
That's mean.
Yeah.
On your own podcast.
Yeah.
And you're just the most distracted.
Why are we? You're making us keep
Hey,
all the
Angry
work.
Cloud, it's not a podcast anymore. We're 10 episodes in, and we still have never put it up on any sort of podcasting website.
Oh.
It's at this point, it's turned into a weekly live show.
Oh, okay. It's your weekly live show, and you're the most distracted.
Yeah, right? No, honestly. Quickly.
It's our show, guys.
It's a
our
show. Do something fun.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was on my YouTube channel as well.
Do something funny.
I think my cat's
Do
hiding.
something funny. Okay. I'll let you guys laugh at my horrible pronunciation of Old Norse.
Oh,
All
that's
right?
easy. Literally read anything.
I'm gonna do you guys one better.
Are you gonna sing?
I am.
Oh, no. Let me turn my volume down.
Oh, no.
At least I'm already half deaf.
Oh, wow. Y'all think I'm that bad at singing?
Think.
I think Cheese is hiding from her speakers.
She said, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Wait. Okay, I'm ready.
Can't forget the dip and chips.
Nope.
Got it. All right. All right. Now that Cheese is back. All right. Forgive my horrible pronunciation, but I'm learning. Att Marti min moder, att mer skall de koppa, Leo pagra. Ah, fuck. Leo pagra. Fera brott med vikingon. Stand upp i stavnet. Stirra dir om ner i havdas vattnar och vammarna. Dude, you have no idea how many times it took me to fucking do that in order to just
I
film
didn't
it
know
once
Off was
earlier.
Old Norse, just saying.
I mean, I could definitely tell it's the "My Mother Told Me" song by the
Yeah.
rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that again because I
But just asking, when did Off become Old Norse? Because if
What?
I knew
What?
that back when I was a kid, I probably would have gotten out of a lot of sections.
What?
Off being Old Norse.
I thought it was Germanic, but either way, close enough.
Oh yeah, Germanic. Yeah, but close enough.
Close enough.
Sant Martinen moder, at mersker di koppa, fløy aqua grara, pera blått med ryken om. Stanna upp i stavni, stirra ber om kneri, armdas vatter avnar, orgebadman och annan. That was better. Actually got it through the whole thing that time.
Woo!
Woo!
Alright.
All right,
Oh.
I got a joke for you then for trying to keep it funny. Did you know Loki has another brother? It was recently discovered. He was a lot more pompous and arrogant than Loki. You know what his name was?
Heike.
Heike. Damn it!
Loki also had another brother that was obsessed with pies. Do you know what his name was?
What?
Pikey. Alright.
So Loki had another brother. Who couldn't figure out doors. His name was Noki.
How did I know you were going to say that? Alright, so let's go ahead and let's wrap up to the show tonight because we are approaching the 1 hour mark. The latest video will be premiering in about 15 minutes. And as it is a live premiere, there will be a chat so you guys can all meet us in the chat of the video premiere and chat with us there as well. Don't forget that we are doing a giveaway again. This time we are giving away Rooms for Beginners by Lisa Chamberlain. In order to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is take a screenshot showing that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and post it to the giveaways channel on our Discord. And I dropped the book. After you've posted it, you are officially entered in the giveaway. Quick shout out to all of our patrons who make the book giveaways a possibility. Don't forget, every single patron does get an additional entry into every single one of the giveaways, plus additional perks. You'll be able to find a link to the Discord as well as to the Patreon in the description down below. And with that, we'll leave you with these final words. Remember, there's no one true way. Skull.
Skull.
Oh.
We'll see.